99.7% of recruiters use keyword filters to decide if your resume makes it to their desk. Not your experience, not your qualifications. Keyword filters. You spent 3 hours perfecting bullet points for human eyes that never saw them. The system scanned for 12 terms, found 7, scored you 42%, and buried you where hiring managers never scroll. This is how qualified people send 100 applications and hear nothing back, while someone half as experienced gets 5 interviews in 2 weeks. The gap isn't talent. It's knowing which reader to write for first. When you hit submit on a job application, your resume enters an applicant tracking system before any human opens their email. These systems exist because the average job posting at a large company receives over 250 applications. Hiring managers cannot read 250 resumes, so the ATS becomes the filter. It parses your document, extracts your work history, compares those fields against job requirements, scores you based on keyword frequency, then ranks every applicant. Recruiters review the top 10%. Bottom 90%? Invisible. Not rejected, invisible. They never knew you existed. Here's the problem. The math doesn't account for synonyms or context. The job description says project management 4 times. Your resume says managed projects and led initiatives. Different phrases, 0 points. The ATS doesn't understand you're describing the same skill in different words. It's searching for exact strings like a database query. Either you match the text or you don't exist. Everyone thinks the ATS hates creative resumes. That's not accurate. The ATS can't read creativity. You design a beautiful 2-column resume with skills on the left and experience on the right. The ATS reads left to right, top to bottom, so your sections interrupt mid-sentence. Your resume now says you worked as a Python marketing manager Photoshop. Or you put contact information in a header table. The ATS ignores headers by default. You're now anonymous with no phone number. That gorgeous resume you paid a designer to create just failed before reaching security clearance. Companies don't send rejection emails saying, "Our ATS couldn't parse your formatting." You just get silence. Months of applications, 0 responses, and you question your qualifications instead of questioning whether the system could read your file. Meanwhile, someone with a plain document and exact keyword matches gets the interview. Everyone says never use PDFs, right? That's oversimplified. Modern systems can parse simple PDFs fine. The problem is, you don't know which system the company uses. Some older versions struggle with PDFs. You're gambling. The safest approach? Use a Word document unless the posting explicitly says PDFs are accepted. So you need 2 resumes. Not 2 versions, 2 fundamentally different documents. The ATS resume exists solely to pass the filter. You're writing for a parser that scores like a search engine. The human resume exists to win the conversation after you've passed the filter. That's where personality matters. Right now, you're trying to write one resume that does both jobs. It fails at both. The ATS resume. Word document save does docs. Standard fonts like Arial or Calibri. Single column layout. No text boxes, no tables, no headers or footers with critical information. Section headers are standard. Work experience, education, skills, not creative labels. The ATS searches for standard terminology, then reverse engineer the job description. Copy the posting and highlight every term appearing 3 or more times. Those are your keyword targets. If cross-functional collaboration appears 4 times, that exact phrase appears in your resume twice, once in your summary, once in a work bullet. If they want SQL, Tableau, and data visualization, all 3 appear in your skills section with exact spelling. You're not lying. You're translating your actual experience into their dialect. The human resume breaks every rule. 2-column layout if you want. Bold text, guiding eyes to results. Quantified achievements. Reduced customer churn 23% by redesigning onboarding beats responsible for customer success. Personality that signals culture fit. This resume assumes the reader is human, tired, comparing you against 20 qualified candidates. This is what you bring to interviews. But it only matters after passing the filter. Candidate applies to 100 jobs over 3 months using a beautifully designed PDF with custom fonts and creative headers. 0 interviews. Converts the exact same content into a plain Word document with single-column layout and keyword-optimized phrasing from job descriptions. Applies to 30 jobs, gets 5 interview requests in 2 weeks. Same person, same qualifications. Only variable, whether the system could parse the file and match keywords. The pretty resume never reached humans. The boring one did. This is the game nobody explains. Everyone tells you to use strong action verbs and quantify achievements. All true for human readers. Useless if the APS filters you out first. LinkedIn influencers say, make your resume stand out with creative formatting. That's catastrophic if standing out means the parser can't read it. The resume that gets you hired isn't the one that looks best. It's the one that passes the filter, then looks best. You optimize for ATS first, humans second. Every system with a filter creates invisible rules that determine who advances. The people who succeed aren't always most qualified. They learned the filter's rules and optimized for them first. Your resume isn't rejected because you're unqualified. It's filtered out because you didn't know you were writing for a database query before writing for a person. Now you know. The question is whether you'll keep sending the same beautiful resume into the void, or build 2 documents. One that gets past the system, one that wins the room. Both matter, but only in that order.